In the previous step, we have already identified our givens and our find, which is tension. Now we're going to be moving on to the second step in ideas, which is the diagram step. So right now I'm going to draw the painting, which is hanging by two ropes of equal length and has a theta of 45 degrees. We also have to remember that tension isn't the only force that is acting upon this painting. There is always gravity acting upon the object. When working with trigonometry and angles, you always have to find your x and y component. Your x component is, of course, the component that works in the x, and your y component is the component that works in the y. When you add your x and y together, you get your resultant, and your resultant is this large arrow. So let's start with finding our x component. When you're trying to find your components, you're going to use SOHCAHTOA. By using SOHCAHTOA, you'll know whether to use sine, cosine, or tangent to find what needs to be found. So for your x component, since it is adjacent to your theta and your hypotenuse always has to be in the denominator, your x component is going to be equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, which comes into correlation with CHA, which is cosine. So your x component will be equal to t cosine theta. Now on to your y component. Your y component is opposite of the angle, so you put an O. And since h is always in the denominator, it'll be O over hypotenuse. This goes into SOH, so, or sine. This means that your y component is going to be equal to t sine theta. If you're wondering about this side, it isn't really relevant because whenever theta is 45 degrees, both angles are going to be equal to one another. So to find x of this side, it'll be t cosine theta, and to find y of this side, it'll be y equals t sine theta.